Hey everybody, Logan here. Today we're testing out a controller that was sent to me from a company called Ace Gamer. They reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to test this controller that we have called the Aurora? I looked it up and I said, you know what? This sounds pretty good. It's not the most expensive, not the most fancy, but you know what? It's got all the features any standard gamer would want. Well, if you're playing on PC and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg. That right here is this. Like I said, even the box, nothing fancy. But it was promising when I looked it up. All the information they sent me about it, and even on the back of the box, I was like, could this really be that good for this kind of price? Well, how about we open it up, test it, find out. As you can see, this box, pretty simple, pretty basic, nothing fancy here. Ace Gamer, clearly not an American company, but it was funny because when I got the tracking information, it had shipped from about 250 miles south of me. And I was like, wait, this is from an area where I used to live right outside of, I actually worked in the area, in that city that it shipped from. So kind of funny. But yeah, it looks just like a standard PC controller, no frills, nothing fancy. But when I turned it over, I was like, wow, what? Oh, all that for this? That can't be that good, right? Hall effect joysticks, Hall effect triggers, multi-module switching, trigger key, wireless receiver, of course, app support, bilinear vibration motors, and macro programming functions. So you have pretty much what people want in a standard Pro controller, but don't want to spend an arm and a leg. Reminds me a bit of the Easy SMX 05 with that D-pad, but not so much for the rest of it. The body is pretty simple, pretty, straightforward. Membrane buttons. Feels all right. The sticks are nice. You got anti-friction rings there. Now, they did have this in two colors. They had it in black and in a pink, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to take the black. So here you have two programmable buttons on the back with the button locks. Oh, I knew it. I called it. I knew more companies were going to start doing that. So if you don't like those locks, just press them. Unlocks them. You like the locks? Locked. Okay, that is nice. I do love a good set of flappy paddle locks because I'm not a big fan of them. So that is nice. Now here you've got, are those trigger locks? No, not sure what those do. Those don't feel any different. They are trigger locks. Okay, so those are rather interesting trigger locks. It's not a hairline trigger lock. So as you can see, it took me a moment to notice that. All the way down. Half press. So it goes full press to half press. So you got button locks and trigger locks. Alright, not too shabby. Standard textured grips, not rubberized, but just standard texture. Nothing super crazy. Feels alright. Feels okay in the hand. It's a rather comfortable controller in the hand, so I will say that. Now this is compatible with the Switch as well as a PC, but we're going to test it on PC because it has that Xbox style layout, and I also want to check the latency on it. Well, we do get Type-C there, and yep, there we go, Type-C. So there we go, number T47 PC wireless game controller. But yeah, if you look on the box, it does say PC and Switch. So, all right, wired controller, wireless function. Not too shabby. Feels all right. Like I said, it reminds me of the Easy SMX X05 just at first glance, but it is rather different once you actually take a closer look to it, because the Easy SMX has a button down here for modes. It has a dip down here with their logo that doubles as the home button, and otherwise that's just the same D-pad. It feels nice. The sticks are rather similar. I don't know. We got to test it. Time for the latency test. So this is the website that I use, and it's called controllertest.org. It's very simple. You basically plug in the controller. You can do it wired or wirelessly. I'm doing it wired to get the absolute lowest latency, and, well, the controller needed to charge a bit. One other thing you can see, it does have RGB lighting around the sticks, where you would have the anti-friction rings. They're clear, and then the lights shine through. So that's a pretty nifty little feature. That's, I'm assuming, where they get the name Aurora, because of the RGB lighting. So that's nifty. But what's really important is latency. So if you look at the screen right now, just to make sure it was connected, I hit the A once, and it gives me a 4.9 milliseconds. So that's great. It's not ultra low, but it's great. But what do we have to do? You know, press a bunch of buttons a lot of times and see where it all ends up. There we go. So if we take a look at the numbers here, we can definitely see that it's a lot lower than I expected from that initial press. If you look, just say averaging on the A, B, X, and Y, you're looking at a 0.4 to 0.5 millisecond minimum latency. Max latency is about 5.6. And the average latency is around 2.7, because here you got 2.7, 2.9, 2.9, 2.4. The bumpers are roughly about the same, but the max latency is even lower. That's really good. This is a very good controller in terms of latency. Like, wow, I'm shocked. I was not expecting this. The sticks seem to have the highest average latency, but that's a stick press, so that's not as important. But the D-pad presses are very nice too. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. That is nice, but let's see how long it really holds up over time. That's the true test. But right out of the box, connected, wired, while charging, man, those are some great numbers. Those are really good numbers. I was not expecting such a low latency controller. That is nice. Wow. Back to Exoprimal like usual, because I do know this game like the back of my hand. So of course I have to test it. That feels really nice. How is a controller like this so impressive? Is that with trigger lock or without trigger lock? Let's see, that's the half pull. Okay. So this is with trigger locks. That is nice. How am I impressed by such a simple, inexpensive controller? Like, I should not be that impressed. Alrighty. So we have the buttons that come pre-mapped. This is B. This is A. Alright. pre-mapped in the back. Nice. Like, this feels really good. I'm blown away. I didn't expect this. You know, it's not the top of the line. It's no Razor Wolverine V3 or Fly Digi Apex 4, Vader 4 Pro, or, you know, it's nothing like that. But this is a solid controller that's going to be worth, you know, every penny that you're paying for it. If you don't want to go in debt over a controller, and you definitely want to buy something that's going to perform and has the specs that most people, most average gamers, you know, not pro gamer or professional MLG player, yeah, you know, but this is, it's solid. And they offer the two different colors. The black is pretty simple, but like I said, they have the pink as well. I think this is a nice controller. You would not go wrong by buying this controller. It feels good. It's a good controller. Is it fancy, over the top? Like, no, it isn't. But I could see this being a workhorse controller that's going to, you know, last you quite a bit. I want to say that'll last you quite a bit, but I won't be able to tell you that for a while because I need to use it. The durability feels really good. It doesn't feel cheap. It has some weight in the hand. I think this is a controller that might last. But again, only time will tell on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Hopefully, you got some entertainment at the very least on this video. If not, you know, maybe this will help you choose whether or not you want to buy this controller. But thank you, Ace Gamer, for sending me this controller, reaching out to me, and you know what? I am impressed. I was not expecting to be impressed by this controller, but hey, you proved me wrong, and I like to be proven wrong in situations and cases like this. It's always nice to find a new controller that's really nice, especially for such a low price. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless you all. Like what I always say, be legendary. Thanks again.